Well, that one got a little bit dicey at the end, but the Lakers were able to win their 4th straight game tonight, beating Golden State and currently riding a 4-game win streak, winning 8 out of their past 9 games, 10 out of their past 12 games, and overall looking very good, which should only be getting better from here on out. Now it was confirmed that Luka Donic won't be making his team debut on Saturday. It's been pushed back to Monday, which will push that a little bit further back and they'll play more without him, but with the way their offense and really their entire team is clicking right now, they can afford to wait for him too. I mean, after trading away Anthony Davis, I love AD, but they've been playing a whole lot faster and definitely pushing the pace more. During their past 4 games now, they are 5th in pace rating during the first quarter, really coming out of the gate hot, pushing the pace, and absolutely running their opponent off the court too. In all 4 of those games, they have scored at least 34 points in the first quarter, jumping out to a 10+ point lead in 3 of them, and once again tonight doing that too. You know, we obviously know LeBron can absolutely thrive in that kind of environment, a fast-paced offense, a motion offense, up-tempo style, and really prioritizing the open court. He absolutely loves that, and they're showing why right now. But with that in mind here, how will Luka Donic factor into that, or change that maybe? We all know he likes to play a bit slower, more isolation style play, more pick and roll play. Definitely working more in the half-court setting rather than the open court setting. So that will be interesting how they accommodate him into that. Will they accommodate him, or will they try and make him fit into their current offense, making him play a little bit faster and maybe making him fit around them, rather than them trying to fit and prioritize his game. So it will be interesting to watch play out. Apart from that though, a little bit more on LeBron here. Again, absolutely thriving in this new offense without Anthony Davis. A lot more up-tempo style play, and he showed that tonight, having 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists by halftime alone tonight, including 5 made 3-point shots, going 4 out the gate, not to mention knocking down a near half-court shot while doing it. Pretty impressive stuff for him. And then on top of that, dropped a quiet 42 points, becoming the second 40-year-old to have a 40-point game, joining Michael Jordan, ending with 42 points, 17 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 turnovers, shooting 56% from the field, and about 70% from 3. So yeah, quite the game for old man LeBron out there. After him though, gotta mention a guy like Vanderbilt, truly the spirit of their team at times, and really a human spark plug. I mean, the guy came off the bench and had 7 rebounds in only 9 minutes during the first half, ending with 14 rebounds in only 21 minutes, and slowly but surely, that main restriction is going up for him. It began with about 12 minutes per game, up to about 15 minutes per game, now to about 20 to 22 minutes per game, and that led to him nearly finishing the game for them, playing some important 4th quarter minutes for them and helping them maintain their lead in spite of a late Golden State comeback. So without Vanderbilt tonight, I don't think they win this game, and the guy absolutely terrorizes the Golden State Warriors, always crashing the glass against them. They can't seem to keep him off the glass, having great game after great game against them, and all around making a really big impact against them and pretty much every other opponent for that fact. After him though, gotta mention Gabe Vincent. Once again had a great game tonight, dropping 15 points off the bench on 5 of 8 3-point shooting. And during their past 4 games now, Gabe Vincent has now shot 12 of 22 from beyond the arc, 54.5%, and not to mention 40% from 3, dating back to December 1st now. So we're talking about a 3-month sample here. The guy's been looking great, been healthy for a majority of that time frame, very confident, and even kind of looking like a movement shooter for them off the bench, playing great defense, great point of attack defense, and finishing games for them more often than not too now. So all around great performance and great play from Gabe Vincent, who I'm very happy they did not trade away, let alone absolutely dump off and give up for nothing, like many thought they should about 2 months ago. So great game for Gabe Vincent, and very happy to still have him as a Laker. After that though, also got contributions from guys like Jackson Hayes tonight. Didn't finish the game for their team, but did play some important minutes again, ending with 25 minutes to their team, 11 points, only 3 rebounds, but did have some tough fights with Draymond Green around the rim. Definitely should have been called for more fouls on Draymond Green. Fought hard, played some good rim protection, did foul a little bit too much, and that is a common theme for him, but brought some great energy for their team, got some really good open court dunks, and all around is filling that center role nicely for their team. Then for Dorian Finney-Smith, Dodo, doesn't really show up in the stat sheet that much. Only 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals with it, but if you actually watch the game and watch him play out there, definitely another energy guy for their team, playing great defense for their team, playing anywhere from small forward, power forward to even center at times too, and definitely would not have won this game without him. All around though, very tough to win 4 games in a row, let alone 8 out of their past 9 games, 10 out of their past 12 games like I mentioned, and the Lakers are really looking good right now too. And well, with a guy like Luka Doncic coming back, and then a guy like Mark Williams coming to their team, they have plenty to look forward to going forward. And with that being said, I'll let you hear what JJ Redick had to say about it, and how their team is looking at this point, and potentially going forward as well.
JJ, that first half looked like a real continuation of the last several games. Was the second kind of a matter of holding off their run and eventually staying on top? What did you think happened as the game got tighter?
To be honest with you, we gave up a lot of uncontested threes. They had 28 3-point attempts in the first half, and 21 of those were uncontested. Now, some of those were by people like Draymond that we wanted to be uncontested. But that's just too many. So you got to figure they're going to make some at some point. The problem is when they start making threes, there's an overreaction to that. And so a lot of the breakdowns in our defense in the second half was actually us just giving up layups and making up our own rules and not having a low man. So the defensive activity that we had, particularly with our shifts and our low man and stuff, just our hands were great. We were in the passing lane. We got deflections. We kind of got hugged up on our men and then started making up some rules there.
Yeah. So you guys tried to first center. It just went through.
Try that again.
Yeah, let's run it back. What do you know Mark Williams? I guess can you start with kind of what your familiarity is from his time in Virginia and Duke, and what do you think he can bring to your team here?
I met Mark when he was playing at Duke. As he was coming out of the draft process, we had a few conversations just about the NBA, agents, whatnot. I've gotten really good feedback through the years on his character and his intelligence level, and I watched him develop, and just a big fan of his, and did a lot of legwork in preparation for an interview that never happened with the Hornets last year. So was very familiar with him, and just feel like he's a really good fit for now, and he's a really good fit for the future.
When are you expecting to have Mark playing a game for you? And he's played in about a third of his possible games he could have played in because of injuries in his pro career. Like, how much of that was a consideration when you and Rob discussed bringing him on?
Ask the second part again. Sorry.
He's basically missed 1 or 2 out of every 3 games he could have played as a pro because of injury problems.
Yeah. Well, as far as when he'll play, that hasn't been determined yet. In terms of the medical, we have confidence in all the background work we did on the medical. Spoke with Dr. Watkins, who treated his back injury, and Leroy and his staff, Dr. Sims and his staff, I should say. I'll be respectful. Dr. Sims and his staff, did their legwork, and we're confident that we can take care of him and help manage his body, and he'll be on the court for us.
JJ, before the game, Rob told us that when Luka got here, they had conversations about just kind of the roster, and he referenced some of the success he had in Dallas with certain center archetypes, and then Rob looked and scoured the market and ultimately settled on Mark. So with that specific pairing with those two, and what Luka's been able to do with similar types of players earlier in his career, how do you see those two fitting together specifically? Yeah,
I think Luka can play a number of ways. It would be very advantageous for us to have multiple centers that can provide a vertical threat, and we feel that Mark is a young starting center in this NBA, and he provides that vertical threat. I think we as a staff have a job to do in developing him as a screener, a decision maker in the pocket, and on the defensive end. But we're confident with his character, work ethic, IQ that he's going to be a really good player for us.